Yeah, miss you more. Yeah, it's the small things that get you in the end. Not the grand gestures, but the way you used to bend your whole attention toward whatever I was saying. Like every word I had was worth the time of staying. I catch myself rehearsing things to tell you later, then remember there's no later, and the feeling's greater than anything I built my composed self to handle. So I light the room with you and call it just a candle. And it hits different in the evening when the city slows, when the frequency between us is the only thing that shows that something real was living here before we let it go. And I miss you in the frequency that only nighttime knows. Miss you more than I said I would. Miss you more than I understood when I was standing in the middle of us. Miss you more than the missing should. Go on this long past where it could make sense to anyone but me. Miss you more than I let myself believe. Miss you more than I had the courage to conceive. Miss you more. I've been floating through the spaces that we used to fill. Every frequency familiar, every silence still, carrying the specific weight of everything you said. In the quiet conversations living in my head, there's a particular hour every evening round about 8 where the light does something in my apartment, and I wait for a version of the moment where you walk back through, and the light does what it does, and it does it with you. And it hits different in the evening when the city slows, when the frequency between us is the only thing that shows that something real was living here before we let it go. And I miss you in the frequency that only nighttime knows. Miss you more than I said I would. Miss you more than I understood when I was standing in the middle of us. Miss you more than the missing should. Go on this long past where it could make sense to anyone but me. Miss you more than I let myself believe. Miss you more than I had the courage to conceive. Okay, so here's the version without the filter on. Been maintaining a composed exterior since you've been gone. Running on my usual operation, smooth and clinical, while internally conducting something a little more pitiful. Had your frequency memorized before I knew I had. Been mapping out the contours of the good and the bad, and the good is what keeps surfacing at inconvenient hours when I'm supposed to be productive, and instead I'm counting those. See, the missing isn't dramatic, it's just relentlessly specific. Every detail of the ordinary made significant. The way you held your coffee and the way you took your time, the way the room adjusted when you walked across the line between the public you and the private version only I was near. And I've been trying to explain that to the silence, but it's clear. The silence doesn't speak your language, and the language we had built was specific to the architecture of a thing I'm missing still. So I write it in a verse, cause the direct route stings, and the verse at least gives shape to all the formless missing things. Miss you in the morning, miss you in the evening lands, miss you in the particular and specific way that stands outside of every category that I had prepared for. Missing someone who was genuinely there. And I've been levitating on the edge of reaching out, been composing something real and then consumed by a doubt about whether what I'm feeling has a right to take up space in your carefully reconstructed and reorganized place. But space is just a thing we fill with what we choose to fill it, and I choose to feel it honest, even knowing you might feel it as an inconvenience or an echo or too late. But I miss you when the missing doesn't care about the date, it just surfaces at 8 when the light does what it does, and I'm standing in the apartment, missing what it was. Miss you more than I said I would. Miss you more than I understood when I was standing